Hi, my name is Keith Nitka. I'm the Battleship Operations Manager here on board Battleship Wisconsin. I want to thank you for joining me today on this Whiskey Wednesday virtual adventure. This is a big one that's coming up here. We got the 79th birthday this coming weekend, so we're going to showcase some of the new spaces that we have available to guests on the general admission ticket. One of the things that we like to do every year for the ship's birthday is to open up new spaces. So last year we had some new spaces opened up. This year again, of course, we got some new spaces opened up. And we're going to go through some of those. Now the birthday itself, because a lot of people look at a warship and you think a birthday, really a birthday? But what it actually is the commissioning day. It's the very first commissioning of Battleship Wisconsin. Battleship Wisconsin, history-wise, was commissioned 3 separate occasions. But the first one is the one that we choose as the battleship birthday. And that was April 16th, 1944. She was commissioned for the very first time on that day and then finished off World War II. Did some time in the 1940s, was decommissioned, and then subsequently brought back for the Korean War and then back again in the 80s and saw service in the Gulf War. So that is what the ship's birthday is. She is 79 years young this Sunday, April 16th. So to mark that birthday, that celebration, we have new spaces open. This is one of those new spaces. This is A-Gang, or auxiliaries, as it's known. More common for the sailor out in the fleet is A-Gang. But A-Gang is where the guys here, they're primarily responsible for HVAC, or the heating and the cooling system on board the ship. Very important out in the Persian Gulf as far as the cooling goes, but more importantly, the reefer decks, or refrigeration decks, where we store all the fresh food and produce. That is another space that's going to be open for the general public to see, and we're going to go there in a little bit. But right now we're in A-Gang, which is pretty much in the middle of the ship, both forward and back and side to side. The bullseye here is 2, TAC 116, TAC 0, TAC Lima. That's this space right here. Gives us access to Broadway directly below us, and you get to see the backside of the machine shop from this space as well. But if you want to follow me, we're going to move on to our next spot. So this is another shop that we have open, a new space that we have open for people to see. This is not a step-in space. This is just, you stand in the doorway and look in, but this is the valve shop. You wouldn't think about it, but part of that whole city at sea thing that we're always talking about here, the battleship has thousands upon thousands of valves, water valves, air valves, fuel valves, everything. If it's got a valve, it needs to be fixed, it needs to be replaced. The valve shop is one of those places that takes care of it. All the tools that are in here are needed to build, repair, replace all the valves on board the ship. So this is one of those new spaces that's open for guests to see, part of the general admission tour. But we got lots more to see, so we're going to head on down that way. So we're down on the reefer decks. We're down on the 4th deck. We're directly below the crew's mess. So up just above us, 3 decks, or 2 decks, I should say, would be the crew's mess. This is one of the spaces where we store all the food. Remember, we're talking about over 1,000 sailors. In my case, 1,600. I was one of 1,600 sailors on board the ship. World War II, you're looking around 2,900 sailors. Where do we store all that food? This is one of those spaces. This is the walk-in reefer or refrigerator for eggs and butter. That's all that would be found in this space. Eggs and butter. Thousands of eggs, thousands of pounds of butter, and it would be stored in this space here, taken up to the galley for food preparation and all that stuff. But this is one of the areas that's open, reefer decks. You don't think about it too much, but sailors got to eat, and where are we going to keep all that food? That's down here on the 4th deck, below the mess decks, down on the reefer decks. But follow me, we're going to go back to another space that's open, available to the guests. So this is one of the new spaces that's open this year for the birthday. It's the print shop. You would wonder what's so important about the print shop. But if you recall from the video that I did with my shipmate Hal Moeller, who was a YN1, everything that they were putting out came from the print shop. So here in the print shop, all through all commissioning periods, This space was busy. Everything that was printed on board the ship was printed in this space. So the plan of the day, the plan of the week, those kinds of things, yes. But other things that the crew could turn around and buy at the ship's store to send home to their parents. Like, for instance, letters, paper with the ship's logo on it, and envelopes with the ship's logo on it. That would be printed here, sold over in the ship store, and then I could write a letter home to my parents and send it off, and there would be that. Most everything print-wise that would have anything to do with the ship would be coming out of this space here. When you come and visit us, when this space is open, there will be a table here that has on it original artifacts of stuff that was originally printed from this space, 40s, 50s, and in the 1980s. They'll be on display, and you'll be able to see what exactly was done here in the print shop. Very important space. Doesn't seem like it when you think about it, but when you give it actual thought, it's a very important space. But this is one of those spaces that's going to be open to the public. So those are all the new spaces that we have available for the ship's birthday this coming weekend. April 15 and 16 is when we're going to open up those spaces, and that's how we're going to continue on. And I want to thank you all for watching. It's important that you watch the videos, you come here to Nauticus, come into Battleship, visit us. Donations, that's what allows us to open up the new spaces every year. It's what allows us to continue our education programs. It allows us our preservation here on board the Battleship, keep her in tip-top shape. But also included in this coming weekend, along with the new spaces, I've got a living history group on board. They're going to be representing sailors of Battleship Wisconsin during World War II. So you can learn about the different jobs in the Navy on board the Battleship during World War II at that time when she was first commissioned. We will also have former sailors on board the Battleship over the course of the weekend, the 15th and the 16th. Very important. If you want to go to XO's mast, the XO, Captain Schill, will be on board on Saturday morning, and he'll be holding XO's mast in his cabin. So if you want to stand tall before the man there, you can do so. Also over that weekend, I've got a band playing from Ohio up here, high school band from Ohio up here on the forecastle, and back aft, there's another band that's going to be playing back aft on the fantail. Also Saturday morning, we have Ironclad Distillery. They will be on board sampling their new Battleship Wisconsin bourbon. That's going to be a real treat. Tastes excellent too, by the way. I'm buying a case as soon as it comes out. And the other thing that we've got going on is, of course, we have our plaques on board the ship that we put on lockers and racks to memorialize family members, former crew, someone who is important in your life that may have served, or not even, just, you want to memorialize them in some way. We have a plaque program. All that money that you spend on the plaques goes towards preservation and education here on the ship, and we're running a 15% off discount on that this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if you purchase a plaque during those days, you will get a 15% discount on all of that. So lots of stuff happening on campus this weekend for the birthday, and I do hope that you make the time to come out and visit us. So please, and again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.